Hello everyone, in front of you all I am present here, right, again with the third lecture. First two lectures we have already discussed, we have already read about that, right? And what was the topic? You know it very well. That was about the Plasmodium. We're reading about the Plasmodium and just we'll be continuing that, okay? So before continuing the topic, I would like to recall you all about what we were reading in the before the lectures, as well as what we will be continuing today. And as you all know, we are continuing about the Plasmodium. हामीले चाहिँ Plasmodium बाट हैन के कन्टेन्ट्सहरु कभर गरिसकेका छौं भनेपछि एक्चुअली के टपिक्सहरु कभर गरिसकेका छौं हैन त्यहाँबाट हामीले चाहिँ क्लासिफिकेसन वी अलरेडी हैव डन इट, ओके? And you all know, I guess, right? As well as we have discussed about the history of the Plasmodium, who, how, where, when, what, all those things we have already been done, okay? And the rest of the things is about the species. We also did about the species, right? We knew about the species, the different species, their incubation periods, the dots. Yes, we have already discussed those all things. So rest of the things which are remaining in this contents in this chapter will be covered right today, okay? So let's begin, okay? Today we will be reading about the Plasmodium life cycle, okay? Today we will be reading about the life cycle of the Plasmodium, got it? So as we have read already, I would like to just recall it. Plasmodium is the digenetic, right? As we already have read that Plasmodium is digenetic. Digenetic means primary host and the secondary host. Primary host means what? Primary host means intermediate. Primary host means the definite host. Yes, we call the primary host the definite host as well, okay? In the same way, next one is secondary host, that is intermediate host, right? So primary host or the definite host, we can say the same thing, as well as secondary host and the intermediate host. Yes, why we call the Plasmodium as a primary host or the definite host, as well as secondary host or the intermediate host? The reason is that a Plasmodium is digenetic. That's why we call the Plasmodium as primary definite host as well as secondary intermediate host. So primary host, a definite host is female Anopheles mosquito that occurs sexual, right? The same way, next one is the secondary or the intermediate host that occurs through the man. Yes, that is asexual, right? But what the thing is to understand is that, see here as we read in the table here, primary host is man, female Anopheles mosquito. In the same way, similarly the secondary host is man, right? But what happens is that medically it is proven that, or the medically what we say is that, medically we say that primary host is the man and the secondary host is the female Anopheles mosquito. Once again, I would like to recall or repeat the same thing, is that as Plasmodium is digenetic, we say that the primary host or the definite host is female Anopheles mosquito. Similarly, secondary host or the intermediate host is man. We say that, right? But what the medically is proven that primary host is the man, whereas secondary host is the female Anopheles mosquito, right? Got it? So coming to the next point, what we can understand from here is that euta parasite ho. We already have read while we were classifying the Plasmodium, we have read that Plasmodium is the parasitic, right? Kasto parasitic भनेपछि endoparasites. Kin endoparasites, kasto endoparasites, we have already discussed about that, so I will not be dealing with those all. So एउटा parasites छ, right? त्यसले इन्टर गर्यो, right? Yes, इन्टर गर्यो कहाँ त लिभरमा. As it enters inside the liver, it goes to the RBC. Yes, as it reaches to the RBC, then finally what happens? The symptoms is to be seen. Got it? What happens? The parasites enter inside our liver, then it reaches to the RBC, then finally the symptoms is seen. So those all these cycle, these times, whatever the these all are, this is called entry of the parasites to the symptoms, up to the symptoms, the final stage, what we call it, it is called IC, means incubation period, right? That is the incubation period. As when we are dealing about the species, we already have discussed the incubation period of the various species, right? Falciparum, oval, malaria, yes, Pivex, all those species, as well as their what we call incubation period, we already have just covered that all, right? So parasites enter गर्यो, त्यसले लिभरमा गयो र त्यसले आरबिसी मा गयो हैन, त्यसपछि त्यसले सिम्पटम्स देखायो, that finally है त्यसलाई के भन्छ हामीले इन्क्युबेसन पिरियड भन्छौं, राइट? सिमिलरली प्यारासाइट इन्टर गर्यो, लिभरमा गयो अनि आरबिसी मा रिच भयो भने त्यतिसम्मलाई हामीले के भन्छ त प्री प्याटेन्ट पिरियड है. सो द टाइम बिट्विन entry of the parasites till the RBC, that is known as what pre-patent period, right? Are you understanding well or what? You may comment down if you are not able to get it clearly. I would be trying to just prove it, trying to just recover it, okay? So next, come to the next thing. What the next thing is that we will be reading about the asexual cycle, right? Okay, we'll be reading about the asexual cycle. So asexual cycle, definitely the friends or the guys, it will start from the female Anopheles mosquito, right? So female Anopheles mosquito cha story जस्तै है, listen, female Anopheles mosquito छ रे हैन. अब के हुन्छ, त्यो female Anopheles mosquito ले टोक्यो, कसलाई टोक्यो, हेल्दी ह्युमन बीइङ लाई टोक्यो. टोकेपछि के भयो त 10 देखि 15 वटा त्यसले स्पोरोजोइट्सहरु छोड्यो है. के भयो त फिमेल एनोफिलस मस्किटोले हेल्दी ह्युमनलाई टोक्यो, 10 देखि 15 वटा स्पोरोजोइट्सहरु छोड्यो है. त्यसले टोकिसकेको हैन, टोकिसकेपछि एउटा हेल्दी ह्युमन बीइङलाई टोकिसकेपछि के हुन्छ नि, के हुन्छ, दैट अट्याक्स टु द लिभर, राइट? आफ्टर द फिमेल एनोफिलस मस्किटो बाइट्स टु द हेल्दी ह्युमन, इट what happens, 10 to 15 sporozoites are left inside the human body, and those sporozoites reaches to our liver. Yes, it attacks to our liver. See what happens, healthy human लाई female anopheles mosquito ले टोक्यो, 10 देखि 15 वटा स्पोरोजोइट्स छोड्यो, त्यो स्पोरोजोइट्सहरु के भयो त लिभरमा गयो, लिभरमा जानलाई कति टाइम लाग्यो त 30 मिनेट्स. Are you getting my point? Got it? हेल्दी ह्युमनलाई टोक्यो तर लिभरमा जानको लागि कति लाग्यो त 30 मिनेट्स लाग्यो है. इट टुक द 30 मिनेट्स. यस, आफ्टर व्हाट ह्यापन्स, द साइजोगोनी स्टार्ट्स, द साइकल स्टार्ट्स. फिमेल एनोफिलस मस्किटोले हेल्दी ह्युमनलाई टोक्यो, त्यसले टोक्दाखेरि 10 देखि 15 वटा स्पोरोजोइट छोड्यो र त्यसले छोडेको स्पोरोजोइट्स के भयो त अब केही टाइम पछि, त्यो टाइम के हो त विदिन 30 मिनेट्स, राइट? Within the 30 minutes, it attacks to the liver, it reaches to the liver, and then the synogamy, है, साइजोग्यामी के हुन्छ त साइकल स्टार्ट्स हुन्छ है. अब स्पोरोजोइट छ नि, सो व्हाट द स्पोरोजोइट इज एक्चुअली, सो स्पोरोजोइट भने के हो भनेपछि दिस इज द इन्फेक्टिभ फर्म और द स्टेज, राइट? फिमेल एनोफिलस मस्किटोले कुनै पनि हेल्दी ह्युमनलाई टोक्नु र त्यहाँबाट हैन लिभरमा एट्याक गर्नु, साइजोगोनी साइकल स्टार्ट्स हुनु, त्यहीबाट के हुन्छ त इन्फेक्टिभ स्टेज, त्यही हो है. दैट इज द इन्फेक्टिभ स्टेज. यस, दैट इज द इन्फेक्टिभ स्टेज और द इन्फेक्टिभ फर्म और द स्टेज, राइट? सो स्पोरोजोइट्स कस्तो हुन्छ त है, स्पोरोजोइट्स कस्तो हुन्छ त स्पिन्डल और द सिकल शेप्डको हुन्छ, राइट? obviously है, के हुन्छ त स्पिन्डल और द सिकल शेप्डको हुन्छ. त्यसैगरी के हुन्छ त यो फाउन्ड इन द सेलिभरी ग्ल्यान्ड अफ द फिमेल एनोफिलस मस्किटो है. I hope you all are getting the point. It is found in the salivary gland of the female mosquito. You can say the uninucleate ones, and है त्यसैगरी के छ त यसको इन्फेक्टिभ स्टेज चाहिँ के हो त, as we read इन्फेक्टिभ स्टेज को छ त ह्युमन छ, डेफिनेटली, राइट? डेफिनेटली इन्फेक्टिभ स्टेज ह्युमन, राइट? दैट इज सेकेन्डरी होस्ट, के हो त ह्युमन, सेकेन्डरी होस्ट. But point to be noted, guys, try to understand. I would like to recall the same thing again and again. I am recalling that we have to be noted that medically what we call primary host as a man. Yes, primary host, we call the primary host to the man, as well as secondary host to the female influenza mosquito. But hey, we can see here, okay? So this much we have covered today, and we have read today. Yes, and we are left to read about the cycle. हामीले यतिसम्म त पढ्यौँ होइन. अब हामीले ठ्याक्कै भनेपछि अब साइकल स्टार्ट गर्नेछौँ है. अब होइन we will be dealing with the cycles of the Plasmodium in the next lecture. Thank you.